Okay. Let's see where we're at here. Oh, before I do that, I have to show you what you missed in the layer. Well, I'll let you go in case maybe if you go back. But there's something you missed, something very important. In any event. So here's the summary from 2 weeks ago, although in your character time it's only been 30 seconds. You had traveled to the lair of the Hooded Mage, where you actually found her, young, beautiful, but haughty. You ended the threat of Thumor Odos by beheading him. I forget who did the killing blow.
Cassie sliced and diced him.
She
Okay.
rolled amazing.
Gronk got a few hits in, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, but not those 6 swipes with her sword. I think there were like 2 criticals in there. I mean, she pretty much just womp. Okay. Gronk did get to lop off his head.
Joy.
All right. So he was able to avenge his village.
Thank you,
So
party.
you reached your goal. You now have evidence. You have Thumor. Yes, sorry you missed it. You reached your goal. You have evidence now in the form of that head to prevent a dwarf and giant war. So here's what I have listed as the loose ends. There was a prisoner O, who was about the size of a halfling, wearing like a red magenta colored robe, who floated. And he wishes to return home. He wanted to go with you. But you should also know he told you he was in the lair of the Hooded Mage also seeking the Cup of Caladius, which you acquired. Now you don't know its powers yet or exactly, what it's good for. But he said that he was there also because he wanted it to help protect a friend who's a great hero on his own world. The Hooded Mage, I believe you left her tied up but not held. I don't think there were any magic spells on her.
Well, she was held, but then we dispelled it.
Right, to talk to her.
And Tolan threw her spell book in the crystal trap.
Oh, okay.
Just to add insult to injury for her.
How do we get Rascalfoot out of there? I think who eventually sliced him out?
He chipped his way out eventually.
Okay. Like Doctor Who in that one episode, if you saw it.
It wasn't my finest moment of thieving.
It did not take him 300,000 years.
Yes, and however many lives. So, there was also a portal in that room that seems to take people where you most want to go. And Albion was very worried that Glabrus had been ensorcelled or mind controlled or something, but that wasn't the case. Glabrus was just ready to leave, and he went through the portal. And surprisingly, through the portal came an old friend who most wanted to join you folks again.
You're using that term loosely, like, right, friend?
Well, to fire time, he'd be an idol.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
That is true. I will have to show him what I've learned with my whip.
Yep. So Velvaro returned and just left.
Glaber's escaped due to invisibility, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, kind of sucks that I just remembered after the session that I could see people that are invisible.
Oh, okay. Well, I think he's gone for good.
Yeah.
So you do have the Cup of Caladius. Now, you know that this has been a halfling treasure, although it wasn't made by the halflings. So it may need a more safer repository. You may wish to go back to the dwarves, who were ruled by Queen Berna, or you may wish to stop by and see the giants on the way back, King Boranek. So you have a few loose ends you'd like to take care of, and then after that, whatever you decide is whatever you decide. Anything else I forgot or anybody wants to add?
Sounds good.
I guess he's not coming to D&D anymore. Maybe that's, and plus, add the fact, why did he answer about New Year's? Remember we were wondering about that?
And let me make sure everybody's
Over my
pinged.
post,
So,
probably.
because Chris said I got to be better about that, and I'll try to. So you have prisoner O there, and he's asking, are you going to release me? Did you find the cup?
Well, so he wants to take it.
Yes,
Right.
yes. I have a friend who's a great hero, and should anything happen to him, it would be a great protection for him.
Well, who's your friend? What's his
Well,
name?
You know, our language is very different than yours, but he's a great protector of our land, great hero.
Hmm.
He's a legend. I understand.
Yeah,
There,
I was signed into my other account.
you have legendary figures here too.
Oh, several.
No, he was.
There's one they write a lot of stories about. Bill Boro or something. I don't know.
Oh, how did you hear of Velvaro?
Oh yeah, that's well. I have a lot of time here in the cell.
Hmm.
And they provide you with books?
Well, she would even come down and talk to me once in a while. I think she was lonely too.
This is curious. Well, see, the only problem is we need the cup.
Oh, what are you going to use it for? You know, I don't know all of its properties either, but I understand that certain waters and certain spells put in it can have a great rejuvenating effect.
Will it be used for villainy?
Well, not by me. You know, I'm a pretty big sorcerer in my world.
Hmm.
You know, and I like I said, I'm not a big hero, but like that Vel wheelbarrow or whatever.
Oh, that's it. That sticks.
Thou wheelbarrow.
Well, I have just met this man, I assume. Do you know anything about him? Why we should keep him up? Is there penned up? Is there any reason why?
She
Other
penned me
than-
up.
Other than he looks shifty.
Yeah, he looks creepy as all get out.
She penned me up because I came to steal from her. Imagine that.
Hmm.
But you were a great wizard and you couldn't defeat her?
Well, you know, you can see I'm very weakened in this world. Things don't work quite right here.
I know the feeling.
Well, okay, can we just huddle for a second? Because we got rid of the Hungry Man. So that helps Gronk and the rest of the world, I guess. Is the cup something you wanted to, Gronk?
I don't think so. Oh well, that was the ancient gold cup. Maybe I have the cup of Caladius, right?
You're right.
Yes.
No, that wasn't part of my personal mission statement. So
You shifted your paradigm, did you?
That was
That's right.
something Friar Time. I think Friar. Yep. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like I pivoted, from through more Odos, so I'm open to other challenges at this point, looking for other opportunities. But no, the cup of Caladius is not for me.
I'm
And
looking
David,
back.
yeah, and our record keepers.
The original reference to the cup was that dwarven Stroverlund. He was
Stroberlin. Yep.
yeah, he was Queen Berna's guy. He looked up in their library because we at the time we were looking for Hungry Man, and
Right.
he found some reference in there that the beast is looking for this cup. But that was it. We really didn't see anything. We thought maybe the cup would help us defeat him, but we sort of defeated him and then found the cup.
Yeah, and
But
the only note I've got is that it was just lost.
yeah,
So
but
it was just to make sure it didn't get into the hands of the Hungry Man.
right, and that's what the
Well,
hooded was making arrangements to sell it to him.
Well, ask yourself, why do you seek the cup of Caladius? Is it for his glory or your own?
Totally mine.
No, it's from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
I know. I got the reference. But yeah, so it seems like we don't really need the cup per se, because I was thinking that it had something to do with the portals, but I can't find any reference of the cup and the portals.
Right.
So really, the only reason we were looking for the cup was because
To keep it out of the hands.
Well, we wanted to find the Hungry Man, and we thought if we looked for the cup, we could find the Hungry Man. And
because
we did.
he was after it. Yep.
Yeah. And the only thing that keep telling me to keep it is because it used to belong to the halflings, but I don't know which halflings, and I don't know who to give it back to. So, I mean, from that standpoint, we could give it to Prisoner O, but I'm still not sure I trust him.
Well, what did this cup do?
We don't know.
Hmm.
Could Tolan maybe do a little magical investigation and see if
what
he
the
can
cup,
suss out? Yeah.
yeah, see what the cup can do.
Hey, there's David.
Here I am.
Rock me like a hurricane.
Yes. All right.
Oh, does anybody remember?
Go ahead.
Does anybody remember what session this is?
This is 103. Wait.
103. That's what I.
103.
103 FM.
Okay.
Playing the classic D&D hits.
All right.
Like Tomb of Hearts.
The most requested song.
I'm going to try just an intelligence check at first.
Sure. See if you know anything.
Yeah. See if I recall any piece of lore there. I have a 10 out of 16.
Okay. What you have heard about the Cup of Caladius, Tolan, that you remember, is what he was telling you is true. That with certain waters in it and certain spells, there's certain special waters in it, it can have a great rejuvenative effect. So if somebody was turned to stone, perhaps, or near death, it can bring them back.
Oh, okay.
So you can see it'd be a very powerful thing for someone to have. Maybe in the wrong hands, it wouldn't be good either, because they could just keep bringing their minions back.
Yeah. Which makes you wonder why the Hungry Man was looking for it.
Perhaps we could turn it over to Lady Katrine, the wise.
Lady Katrine. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. Let's see. But okay. Actually, I have a book of I have alchemy equipment and a book, but it's not on me. That might give me a little bit more insight as to what specifically to do with this. Is there anyone good of any great need of this that we can think of?
That the stone guy way back, the big stone giant, was he released?
I think
Yeah.
I think Friar Time cast did the reverse of turn to stone on him, or you did a heal on him. I don't remember which you did Friar Time. You did
He was freed. Yeah, he was freed.
Was it a dispel magic or remove curse? I can't remember. It was one of those.
Remove curse, likely.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
I'm wondering if we maybe just free this guy and say, tell you what, we don't know that much about you. We don't know if we can trust you. So why don't we keep the cup, you accompany us, and if you kind of prove yourself not to be some sort of malevolent force, then then we would gladly give him the cup and set him free, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
or like we wouldn't hold him a prisoner. I mean, if he wants the cup, he'd have to accompany us. If he decided decides that he doesn't want to accompany us, then we keep the cup. But we're not just going to hand over this powerful artifact to him just because he says he is who he says he is.
Yeah. Or how about we flip that and accompany him to where he needs to go for whatever use that he has for this thing?
Ooh, road trip.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, without, I don't know if we have any ends to clear up. We've taken out Thumar Odos, and did we need to report back to? I'm gonna, in typical Tolan fashion, I'm gonna get the name wrong. Brianna or the Queen of the Dwarves or whoever she was.
Well,
Yes.
I think we did. I think we had to prove to them that, didn't we, that it was
We do. I mean,
that
because
wasn't the giants.
the dwarves and the giants are still sort of at odds with each other because they think that they think that the other one is attacking them. But so we need to go back to the giants and to the dwarves to show them that we killed the beast that was behind it all. The Hunger Man was pitting them against each other, and we need to show them that to get them to stop fighting.
Okay.
So that's what we need to do to close out this mission.
Okay. So yeah, let's take
but,
that on and then do his thing afterwards.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so if we let him go and he doesn't kill us in our sleep, we'll give him the cup.
Seems like a reasonable thing.
So I'm going to travel with you heroes for a while.
Sure. That's.
We can tell you all about the legend of Velvaro.
Oh.
We have books.
We have the real guy.
Well,
Thank you.
We have books.
One of them.
Yes, there are two of X actually. That's some trick of magic beyond my understanding.
There's two of you? You should team up.
We tried that. The world was not big enough for us both. So I had to leave. That's it.
The real
I understand
Velvaro.
that. Wait, isn't he the real Velvaro? Are you the real one?
Yes, I am.
I'm not sure about that, but yeah. He's our
That's
Velvaro.
right. Who
He's our Velvaro.
is it? Just Friar Time and Tolan who were around for Velvaro? Was Albion around at that point?
No.
No, you came later, Terry.
I'm just here.
Okay.
He was around for Cerelius, I believe. It was
Yes.
Stefan was there for our
Velvaro was for Sir Aurelius.
Sir, the milk drinker.
Yeah.
His replacement left something to be desired.
I'm gonna miss the singing though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss the haste.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is only good quality.
He was pretty useful for a lot of things.
He was a nice guy.
That's the first bard I've ever DM'd.
Totally could have stopped him, but totally forgot I could see invisible.
Didn't. You can't keep someone, right? If you love something, you got to set it free.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to imprison him.
But if they really want to get away, you have to place a hold spell on them.
Or roll a higher initiative, but you know.
So, is prisoner now? We can't keep calling you prisoner because you're not going to be a prisoner. Are you? Are you happy with that arrangement?
Happy with being a prisoner? No.
No. But we'll accompany. We've got to go back, tell the world that we vanquished evil yet again, and
it's what we do.
Yes, and then we will accompany you to where you need to go. Just so we're sure, right? I mean, who knows? You could be a minion of Thumar Odos. You could be a trap. You could be, you could be Thumar Odos. And we wouldn't even know.
Just because I have an O in my name? Oh.
Oh, yes. I hadn't even thought of that. But yes.
Never trust anyone.
Well, that's fine. Anything to get out of here.
Okay. So just so we're clear, if you attempt to steal the cup or harm any of us, we will have to destroy you like we destroyed the Hungry Man and the Hooded Mage. Is that understood?
You got no issues up from me.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
Agreed.
so do you want me to pick the lock, or do we have a key?
I don't know about the key. So I don't think we met any guards. It was just illusions here. Speaking as Patrick, not Vilboro.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know. Try the gate. Is the cell door unlocked?
well, I would think it's locked. It would be funny if it wasn't. But
Try it.
So Rascalfoot approaches the door and gives it a little yank to see if it opens up.
Yep. It's locked.
Oh, it's
okay.
Yeah, no, it is locked. It's not. You're not getting off that easy.
Okay. So I will attempt to. I take a look at the lock. Is it something that? Is it a mechanical lock, or is it some sort of magical lock, or?
It seems to be mechanical.
Okay, I just didn't want to embarrass myself again. Okay, so I will take out my finely crafted halfling thieving tools, and I get a 43.
That should be good enough, right?
I think so. Open locks, 80%. Yep.
So he floats out happily, and you see that he floats about 3 feet above the ground. Oh, thank you. It was terrible being cooped up in there. Horrible.
Well, there you go. One of our good deeds of the day. We have freed you.
I think we just met our weekly quota.
There's a loon somewhere.
Yeah, something.
Sorry, that's my ringtone. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
The
I
loon.
thought
He's so,
they were-
he's so Canadian.
I thought they were after me again.
The
You just
loons,
thought that-
Normans. The loons.
What's that from?
On Golden Pond.
Oh my god. Okay.
Right? That's
Yes.
where that's from.
The loons, Norman. Is that-
Exactly. Catherine.
Okay.
You do a better Catherine than I do.
Well, yeah.
So he just floats. So, I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but are you a spirit? Are you. What kind of creature are you? I've never met a creature that didn't have legs of some sort.
Well, you could kind of think of it as a levitation spell, always on.
Okay.
That's mostly what it would. That's I think the closest in your world would be the closest analogy.
Okay.
He said, I am very useful. There's many items I can provide.
So, but you were unable to sort of float through the bars?
Well, I could fit through.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Chef Allen back home, the desserts are quite good.
Chef Allen. Okay. Well, I understand that. Now you're talking my language.
I think somebody might have a few screws loose.
How many breakfasts do you have around here?
Oh.
Well,
If
it'll.
it does, yeah.
It depends on the person.
He looks at Friar Time like if two, if you're sort of tightening your belt and trying to ration your food carefully, two at the minimum.
Right.
I think that's right, isn't it?
Well,
Second breakfast, right?
first breakfast, second breakfast, 11ths.
Right.
Brunch.
Well, maybe brunches before 11ths.
I don't know. Well, then, now You're free. Let's
Okay.
get out of here.
And I keep looking for those tigers.
Let's do some adventuring.
Yes.
Oh, he said, "Oh, the
I feel the call.
tigers were mine."
Oh, those were yours.
Tigers.
I didn't know if you were, you know, if you would come to do me harm or not. So
They kind of hurt.
Just a little.
no, you guys dispelled them like immediately.
Not before they jumped me.
Well, let's head back to the
Yes.
little hall of unfortunately scintillating stones.
Onward to adventure.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about those things.
I still
All
want
right.
to put a couple in my pocket.
I do want to show you real quick, just before you leave,
Uh-oh.
something you missed in the Lair of the Hooded Mage. Nobody peeked behind the curtain.
There's a
Oh.
curtain.
There was
I
a
was gonna
curtain.
say,
Well,
I was gonna
Claymore
say-
would have done that, but he was busy.
yeah. Thank
Okay.
you, John. Thank you. I was gonna say you're gonna show us something we missed. That's not done. But okay, for that I get it.
Because if John drills a toilet, he has to show it to us.
I don't want you to miss it. I just don't want to disappoint.
It's his little
Oh.
signature.
Oh,
Now we
there
won't
was a-
get the achievement. Every toilet found.
Yeah.
Every toilet found.
Climb every mountain. Okay, so let me gather everybody up and move you back. And there we go. We're sort of pinged.
What strange hallway is this?
That's
Don't
right.
touch any of
Belvaro
those.
wasn't through there.
Yeah, don't
Don't-
touch any of these.
Don't touch any of those.
They're beautiful.
You know, yeah, we say that, but everyone's end up touching them at least once.
Have we? I thought I was the only one.
I don't know. We had to roll saving throws twice, and we made the first one, but always missed the second. At least I believe that's how I remember it.
Yeah, you had to make 2 dex checks, I think, to kind of wind your way through, or you could do something else if you want. So prisoner O is floating. He says, "I shouldn't touch these."
Oh no.
Don't. No. Bad things happen. You get electrical shocks. Like lightning bolts hitting you. Or were there other things?
No, there were no other things. So he floats his way across to the other side. He says, "I can float back too if you need me to."
Can you carry anybody?
Maybe, I don't know. It might be a little too heavy.
Yeah. What I thought.
And he kind of looks in his robe to see if he has anything of you, and doesn't seem to. He said the only thing the only thing he is able to offer is a rope or a rope.
It's helpful.
Don't we have stone here? Oh no, not here. Never mind.
Who
I-
wants to go first?
I will go first.
I
What
go
is
up to the
required?
top. Hey, I go up to the top. Is there anywhere I can secure a rope up on the ceiling? Maybe that they could swing over them?
Okay.
Is there any place to secure a rope up on the ceiling?
It's kind of smooth there. I mean, maybe you could try to chip into it or something.
I'm guess I could try. I don't know if it would help any.
Yeah. So these walls are
Unless you want to try to
completely.
hold the rope while you're upside down.
I've never tried that.
Yeah,
I wonder,
they're kind of fairly smooth and polished.
I wonder if it would pull me off.
Probably.
I've never tried that before. I've never tried carrying anything either.
What are those spider climbing boots?
It's some kind of weird dice.
No,
If I turn the dice in a different axis, it allows me to walk on the wall or walk on the ceiling. I've never really tested the limits of it.
And are these walls completely smooth? Like, is each? I mean, it looks like there's lines there down the hall, but
yeah, there's like different plates or different planes.
Does Rascalfoot does he think he could kind of go down the side wall, kind of, climbing sideways?
But he could do that.
Sure.
I don't know.
You could do 2 climb checks instead of 2 dex checks because he'd probably have better chance at that.
Okay. So he'll try that.
Roguish skills.
Yeah, hanging, gripping with his toes. So, do you want me to roll?
So give me
John?
2 dex checks or 2 climb checks, 2 percentiles. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
One.
sure makes it.
I didn't hear the sound effect.
Oh. That's more when he's just sneaking.
Oh, okay, thank you.
And 56
As you were.
makes it too.
So you and prisoner O are on the other side.
I'm gonna keep my hand on a handy dagger just in case, just unobtrusively, but look like I have my hand at my hip akimbo, but it's really in close range for a dagger in case this guy tries something, because I just don't trust him.
Corlu never did either.
That's true.
Are we proceeding forth?
Okay, so
then?
Fire Time's just walking across the ceiling.
I'll
Yep.
go. What do I have to do?
So 2 dex checks.
Bah. Let's make sure I have it right. Yep. Oh, no, I had it wrong. My macro, sorry. I did it. And the second one?
Okay, so you're halfway across.
Easy.
Nimbly. Okay, yeah, very good. Very
Ha
nice.
ha ha ha!
Got a swashbuckler Velvaro flashingly dances across through the gem field here.
I think Allian will go next.
Unless anybody wants to try a spell thing or some other
What's
assist.
Let's see. Back to this room, huh? All right, Friar Time can get across, no problem. But we have Pridiri, we have Prisoner, we have
He's already.
Foot, Albion.
O floated across.
Oh, floated across.
And
Okay.
and Rascalfoot used his rogue skills to climb across. Varro danced through the stones like he was on
Nobody's
Dancing with
business.
Yeah.
Like no one was looking.
He must have learned something in another land about smoothness.
Nonsense. I am Velvaro. Smoothness.
I
Is my
believe
middle-
Albion, Gronk, Pridiri,
Weren't always so
myself, and
smooth.
Kathy.
Yep, just us 5 on the other side that has to get across now.
Let's see, what do I got?
wondering whether his animate object spell could be used. So, and the whole goal is we're trying to avoid these multicolored rocks.
Mm-hmm.
So Gronk is trying to perceive whether or not his 6th level animate object spell he could use to like lift them up so he could just walk underneath them.
Can animate one object per level. The GM must rule it where you're not using it in combat. So, yeah. So, what are you? I forget what level you are. 12 or
I'm 14th.
So you might be able to move 14 of them, like to make a path.
Yeah, that's all. I'm not trying to do anything fancy, Gronk.
Yeah,
that's not how he rolls, but
Yeah, you could like slide them aside.
Yeah.
I think that would be not unreasonable.
Okay. Okay, and I don't think there's any. I mean, I can do it fairly, not quickly. Like I'm not trying to damage anything. I'm just really just trying to like part the level. So I guess at 14th level, I've like what 350. I can move 350 pounds of them.
Total or
total
or each one?
No, total.
Total. Okay.
So 14th up to about 350 pounds.
Oh,
so
I see. Yeah.
So it depends how densities are. And then even if that just improves my dex
these
check
are gems. They're not granite.
Okay.
You could probably move enough to make a clear path.
Okay, so what that's good. Yeah, I think if you nudge the smaller ones out of the way, I'll rule. You're able to make a clear path.
Okay.
Cool. Nice.
All right. I don't see why not.
I could do a dex check, like on a really, if it would help my dex check or something. But
that's all right.
Okay.
That's right. You're willing to burn the spell. It's clever use. We'll let it go.
I'm extremely non-dexterous. That would have been a guaranteed fail.
Yeah, I think you have an 8.
Yeah. Not pretty.
Okay, so let's move everybody outside so you can see what's going on outside. Just to remind you what it looks like, because I spent time doing the picture.
One ping only.
I did that a long time ago. I think I could do better than that. And Prisoner O looks up and he said, "My gosh, it looks just like me. That's creepy."
Yeah.
Funny
it's
how that
creepy.
Works.
I didn't plan that, he says. I didn't plan it at all.
Let some admire you have that. I mean, kings have this dedicated to them.
So at this point, Prideri says, I think I'll take my leave of you now. I want to, return to my cottage and my simpler life of nature.
Okay. I have no objection to that.
So, I thank you for letting me come on here. It seems we've taken care of a great wrong here. Certainly kept the cup out of some bad hands. Oh, I just hope the mage isn't, she isn't in trouble when she releases herself. But I'll be keeping watch to make sure.
Thank you very much for all your help.
So Prideri takes her leave from you and heads out into the brush. And let me move you along to the next area. Because you guys didn't bring the traveling tower all this way. I think you left it back by the dwarven area.
Yeah.
So I got to move you on to the next point of interest.
We really should get them out.
I wish Roll20 scrolled when you moved across, but I don't think it does.
No, it's one ping only. So, XO.
Okay, give me just a second to arrange things, because I wasn't sure if we were going to get this far. here. And sorry, I'm just moving everything around and trying to get things where I need them. Because I'm never sure how far we're going to get. There we go. And like I said, sorry for the little pause here. I just have to get everything ready for the next level of fun. Yeah, I'm pretty good. Okay, so let me reveal a little bit. Now, as you're walking down the mountain, it starts to snow. You
Ping
are
us?
pretty far north. Yep, I'm going to ping you in 1 second.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's all right. I'm just revealing the area first and then pinging.
How do we know you're not bluffing?
There is that.
Roll for insight.
Okay, so you're walking down and you come across some tracks in the snow on this road. Seem to be like a big sled or a sledge or something. Okay. And there are a lot of trees, and the trees are getting snow covered.
Why could I not return in the summer?
You said there
I
was
guess there is
tracks?
that. Yeah. There are 2 tracks. You can see them there on the road. And then there's forest on either side.
Can we determine what kind of tracks they are? Or is it obvious?
Well, it's like I said, it's 2 tracks parallel. Like is it suggesting some kind of sled? They're maybe about 4 or 5 feet apart.
Good.
And you think you hear some noise up ahead.
That sounds like a lovely noise.
I draw my magic sword eld.
Okay, do you want me to sneak ahead?
Thanks
Take
for
a look.
volunteering. Go ahead.
Well, that's kind of what my job is. I'll sneak ahead and then run behind. So I'm going to tiptoe through the snowbanks.
Nice job. Awesome. Good roll.
I just kind of look ahead here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. Okay, so you look ahead and you see peeking among. So are you? What were
I'm
you
trying
trying?
to
Were
stay-
you
Well,
moving
I'm trying to stay hidden.
moving silently or hiding?
I'm going to try and move. I'm going to try to hide. I'm hoping there's enough sort of wind whistling and trees and stuff like that that I'm more worried about being seen rather than being heard.
Yeah, it is kind of cold. It is kind of cold.
My feet are getting cold.
Okay, so what you see up ahead is a sleigh that has been tipped over, and 2 large creatures are menacing the very large deer or elk that was pulling the sleigh. And there's a man, obviously injured. He definitely is knocked out, and you can see he's been battered, laying by the side of the sleigh.
Haven't we seen him before? Well,
I think a holiday special, right?
I really wanted to get to it earlier, but it's all right.
We're still within the 12 days of Christmas. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what would you like to do, Rascalfoot, if anything?
Okay.
Now, they do not notice you. They are pretty much almost getting ready to eat that deer.
Okay. So I'm gonna run back and say, there's an injured man, and 2 snow beasts are going to eat his elk.
We cannot stand that. I run.
And Rascal Foot will start loading his crossbow.
Gronk doesn't want to miss
Okay.
the action either.
I say, ho, foul beast, stand where you are.
When you run in there, Velvaro, you see now there's a ledge behind there,
Mhm.
maybe about 12 feet tall. And on top of the ledge, you think you see some other things going on. You see a man up there, two men. One is kind of wearing very formal, almost wizardry, magical clothes. The other is an old man in kind of a reddish hood, a fur coat of some kind. And the fellow on top has just finished tying him up. And he turns and he sees you, says intruders, and starts to wave his hands.
So the red robe fellow tied up the man in the top hat. Is that right?
No.
No, the other way around.
Oh, the other way around. Okay,
No,
got it.
Is that above or below
okay,
the rope?
so did you tell me there's some secret way to put
Yeah, if you select everybody and then hit you.
the ledge is above?
Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
So if I select everybody,
And hit you,
people are starting to
it'll
put
us in the
themselves in.
list. Yeah, and then we can run our macros. It'll just overwrite it because all it'll do is put everybody in at 0
Oh, okay.
automatically.
So you or control you or something?
You. Once you have everybody
Just
selected.
put yourselves in.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Did
For right now.
did John?
I didn't select everybody in time.
Yeah. I think you
Sorry,
have to
John.
turn on the advanced keyboard.
Oh yeah, the shortcuts. That's what I forgot.
Yeah.
In the settings.
How, I
Just
don't
go
know how
to
I do
settings.
that. Is
Go
that
to
in
settings.
the gear?
Yeah, and it's
Yep,
first
my
one there.
settings.
Yep. Use advanced keyboard, and then you could do. That's how you switch layers. K for GM layer, O for object, M for map, instantly.
Okay. All right. So is everybody in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who am I missing?
Let me put Cassie in.
Cassian, is that who I'm missing? Oh, she's in.
Gronk's score. No, Gronk's score is missing. And
That's funny.
1, 2,
that
3.
abominable mystery
Yeah.
creature's not in.
I don't think I have Albion in.
Yeah. I don't know why.
That's the problem. Okay.
It always does that. I roll 3. Oh, hey, look, 3, yay. Hey.
Did somebody roll for Cassie?
I'm working through it right now.
Says she has a
Okay.
What's
Looks
her?
like she has a
Yeah, she has a 4 on there, but I think she. Okay, no, I think that's correct then, because it looks like her dex is a 13, and I think my dex is a 13, so the +1 stands. Oh. Yeah, my dex is 13, her dex is 13. Yeah, the +1 stands then. I used my initiative includer thing to do it, and yeah.
Okay. So that's what we got going on here. Let me put everybody in the proper order. Descending. Rascalfoot, you have the floor.
Okay. Well, I'm going to
snow-covered
shoot
floor.
the snow-covered floor. Well, I'm going to sneak forward and take aim at this dude with Death's Whisper. Okay.
nice.
Nice hit, but only 2 damage.
Okay. So you knock a very small crossbow bolt into him, and he notices you. And you look just about the right size for second breakfast for him.
I'll
Especially
give him
since you're interrupting
indigestion.
his first breakfast.
Yeah.
Fire time.
Well, I think I'm out of first and second level spells, so I'm gonna have to go with insect plague on the top hatted gentleman.
Ooh.
They're looking for a new hive, and maybe they'll find one in his hat.
Okay. Make a beehive out of you.
That is good. So, well,
So
there'll be a swarm.
I got to remind my.
I think I can do up to 3 swarms at my level. So it'd be I'll center it on him and then the 2 adjacent squares, not covering the Santa Claus.
Center.
Santa Claus.
Okay, so you get the insect plague, and that's the same as an insect swarm. I got to remind myself what that does.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, that's what it is. It's the insect swarm, and does 1d3, or you can send more than one at him.
Well, I can do 3 swarm. Oh, I can do. Oh, wait. 1 swarm per 3. I can do up to 5. Wow.
Okay. Now, do they have to? I wonder, do they have to roll to hit him, or is it just automatic because they're there harassing him?
I think it's automatic.
Yeah, I would think it would be. So,
or is there a save? Well, so there'll be 5 swarms surrounding him, but only one will do damage at a time.
oh, okay, that's how that works. I
Yeah. One swarm is in one square, I guess you call it, and then the other ones would be adjacent. So there'd be 5 of them covering 5 areas around him, but he only takes damage from the one he's in.
Mm-hmm. So, but if he would move, he's into the next. So even if he gets rid of one, there's a whole bunch of them with him.
Well, and they don't move. So if he moves to the next square, the only thing he could do is try to push the Santa Claus out of the way and jump into his square. But
And then the church circle takes the square.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so there's 5 of these surrounding him.
Nice, like the tokens.
I don't know. I just looked up the free assets and grabbed something.
Yeah, great.
And you want to give me a 1d3 then for damage?
1d3. Three points.
Okay. Ha! A mere nuisance, he says. All right, Velvaro.
Okay.
Remember, you should have multiple attacks at your
do.
level now, Velvaro.
Yep, I see it. You put it in my character sheet.
Okay.
Can I go enter the sleigh, jump on the back of this beast, and swing a sword at him?
If you'd like to.
Yeah.
So you're jumping. Give me a dex check to see if you make it on the back of the beast.
Oh,
Velvaro always has to do things in a big way.
Oh.
So you land on top of the elk.
You're a little out of practice.
Yeah.
Just barely.
I make my
John,
attack.
Yes.
If his armor class is less than 15, he takes double damage. So I don't know what his armor class is, but I just want to point that out.
Okay.
From the swarm.
So he's not especially well armored.
20 to hit.
Okay.
With 7 points of damage.
20 to hit, not a natural 20, just a 20. And you were aiming at this one right here?
Yep, I jumped on the back of the creature
right?
and then lunged and swung. So far, I've done 14 points of damage. I'm assuming 20 hits, right?
Yes. Oh, you did 14 on
Both.
Are you?
Oh,
You're
out of
beat,
I'm sorry. Two
are you beating up
attacks.
the same guy, or you're gonna like try?
No, all on the same guy. So far, 20 hits,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yes.
Okay, then so far I did 14 points. I don't think a 13 hits. Damn, I would have done 11. Okay, well, I was wobbling on the horse. It's a moving animal, so that last attack, whoa.
Okay. So you have done some damage to our hairy friend there. He moves back. What's Cassie gonna do?
I think she charged one of them.
Totally.
Absolutely.
All right, go ahead.
Who's got her?
So Cassie's gonna charge one of them. I want to make sure that she's controlled by everybody. So who wants to give me some attack rolls for her?
I got
Were
a
you doing that, David?
Yeah, I got a macro.
Dave, your audio's low. I don't know if it's just me.
Gotcha. I'll fix it.
Yeah, no, it's not just you.
Okay, she
Wow,
has
nice.
three attacks normally, right?
Yes. Beautiful.
3 attacks on the big guy there. Yes, so that's a total of 14 damage.
Yep.
So badly injured. Albion.
All right, so he's badly injured. Well, might as well put the nail in the coffin. I'm gonna attack him.
All right, go ahead.
Just all right, and there. That hits, I believe.
23 hits, yeah.
What about 14?
We all done 14 damage to this creature so far. To our creatures.
14 hit.
No, the 23 does.
Well,
I
darn.
think you get one.
Oh no, that
You get
was
another
nice
attack?
damage roll.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, yes, I do. Thank you for reminding me.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
There you go. It almost landed on a 4. I would have been upset.
Yep. So give me two damage rolls for whatever your sword is.
Nice.
7 and 5.
You went after the same one as Cassie, right?
Yep.
Okay.
One that was badly injured.
And he's even worsely badly injured.
Mm.
Yep.
Excellently done, grim and fashionable, I say to Albion.
Alien doesn't know how to respond to that.
Okay, so it's the guy in the hat's turn. He says, enough of this nonsense. And he sees it looks like he can see our 3 fighters there. So let's see which one he goes for. 1, 2 is Cassie, 3, 4 is Albion, 5, 6 is Velvaro. It's like he goes after Cassie.
Poor Cassie.
So could somebody give me a D20 roll for Cassie, and I'll look up her stat that I need to look up.
You don't
Sure.
want me to roll her saves.
I'll do it. 12 for Cassie.
12. See Cassie kind of have like a stunned look on her face. What? She sort of wanders off a little bit away from the combat.
Oh, it was spells. Darn.
No, it's often the effect of seeing Velvaro in action does that to some people.
That was 1 below. Darn it.
And she doesn't seem to, like she's she's very confused about things.
Someone
People-
stop her from wandering off too far.
And this guy starts to drag the old man a little bit further back away from you folks, and hollers out. He says, "Well, you can come out now anytime." All right, Gronk.
Gronk, if he figures he's close enough, about 180 feet or something like that, Gronk,
Yeah, he's close enough.
he tries. It's not a for sure, but he tries just to cast a hold person on him.
Mm-hmm. And I think we get a save on that, right? Save versus
Save.
spell.
You got it.
-2 since it's one person.
Because
Right.
it's at a single person. Okay, so I'll just tell you, I need an 11 or better. 17.
Oh,
So
Mm.
sorry, he did make it,
yeah.
but he's going to take damage from the insect swarm when Fire Time's turn coming around. All right, Tolan, and you have heard him call out.
Okay. I peer through the trees. Can I see him up there?
Okay, you're peering through the trees. Not only do you see him up there, but you see right near you, and you couldn't see him before because it was on the other side of the tree. I got to get on the right layer. No, where am I at? I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to the GM info. Is that right? There we go.
GM layer.
Yep, there we go. You see an armored man with a bow out.
No disintegration.
Aimed at you, Tolan. So this might be at least one of the people that the wizard was calling to.
Ah,
This is a little bit of a kitchen sink encounter. Sorry.
Love it.
okay. Well, my mind flummoxes between two options, but I just point at him and say later, grab the door handle with my left hand and boink up here.
Yep. Right into an insect swarm.
Right into an insect swarm. Ah!
Ah, darn.
Okay, so let's take care of the big guys. They start swinging. One goes after Albion, and one goes after Velvaro. And I'll be able to make my life.
How rude. I'm taking such offense to this.
Okay, he hits you, but only once. So he swings his mighty claws and hits you only once for 3 points of damage.
Who's that?
For Albion.
Oh, okay.
Me.
Then the other one takes 2 swings at Velvaro. This is with both of them.
Just for
However-
visual, I jump up on both times on the.
You do what for visual?
I leap over his swings. And land
Oh,
on
okay.
the back.
Deftly. Okay, and then stepping out from behind the trees, I'm just going to have them go on. I'm not going to do separate initiative for them. Have them go on the turn. You see that there are more of these armored people. Pretty heavily armored, but they wear it, like they move very nimbly, even with it. They're clearly very trained. You suspect that they're high-level fighters of sorts, highly experienced. And let's see what they're going to do. So we've got, I'll just, I guess, go around the clock here. So we'll have the one who's up here. Let's see who he can see. Probably he's going to spy Rascalfoot there and try and shoot a few arrows into him. Slash roll 1d20. And they're very quick.
Uh-oh. Hey, Chihuahua.
Who's he going after? Rascalfoot?
Yeah, I think that's what you said.
Looks like, did he hit you 3 times?
29, 15, and 16.
Yeah.
My AC is 15.
Oh,
So I think that's a
That-
yes.
Hit on all three.
He knocks
Oh.
3 arrows into you
Oh, 13
for
points
13
of
points
damage.
of damage.
Okay, well, I don't like that.
Askelfoot's getting into it now.
The one at the top steps forward.
So, John,
and
which guy
he's probably gonna
was
fight.
it? This guy here? Which
Yep.
guy shot me? That guy?
Yep, the one you just pinged. Yep.
Okay, good. I want to know who I'm going to kill.
Or pants.
And the one at the top steps forward, also drawing his bow. These guys are keeping further back. And he says, they match the description of the one with the party with the bard.
Still causing trouble.
That damn bard.
Son of a glaver eye.
Yeah.
I
And
hate
he starts,
bards.
he notches his arrows, and as he says, perhaps this will convince you to release him to us.
We don't have him.
So he shoots at Velvaro. Hits him twice. Total of 6 points of damage.
Ah. Excellent
one-
shot. I say.
Yep. So the one at the back here comes forward also. He's going to come over here. He's going to take
Oh,
aim
wow,
at Tolan
there's
up
more
there.
of them. Ah, I didn't scan back enough. There's 4.
Yep. We're surrounded.
Filthy
Ooh,
yellow snow eaters.
Wait, 3d6 it'll be because it's
1,
arrow.
2,
So
3,
he's
4. There's 5.
shooting. Yep, shoot at Tolan for 13.
Ooh.
I only hire the best, you hear the wizard say up there.
We're in the literal kill box here, boys.
Would 40 minutes have expired before before we got into this combat, between the last combat and this one?
You mean coming down from the mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been more than 40 minutes.
Okay. So how much damage do I take?
13 total.
Okay.
This one's going for Gronk. Looks like he hits him 3 times. Yeah.
Bring it.
8 points of damage.
No problem.
Now, it looks like Friar Time is kind of further back there, so he takes aim at your prisoner there. What's that floating thing? Is that the bard in disguise? And he knocks a few arrows into him, and you see him float back. Oh my! Oh,
Oh,
Okay, oh, the great.
this is like character plot from Beyond the Grave. Oh.
all right, Rascalfoot.
How-
So you see
how
the
much did-
stakes have been raised here. Yeah, there were some people hiding in the bushes,
Hey, that's my job.
and they seem to have mentioned the bard. That maybe that was part of the deal when they signed up for this job.
So, how far away am I from that guy?
Show me again which guy.
The guy that shot me.
The one that you can reach him this round if you're trying to close.
Yeah. So I'm gonna sling my crossbow and charge forward with my my sword. I think, and I yell out, "For the Shire!" or something like that. Okay, and I
You shall
will
never
attack-
have the bard nor me.
Yeah.
Nice. Very good.
Okay. So let's see. So yes, you hit him for 3 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Friar time.
Well, I'd
Time don't play.
No,
Time
no.
don't play that.
I think I'm gonna start a fire. I'm gonna do a wall of fire around this guy and this guy. I think I can do a circle that goes more like an oval that goes around those guys.
Okay, so you want to encircle them.
I want to encircle them, but get really close to them because I want them to take damage.
Sure. I'm trying to remember if they take if they get a save on Wall of Fire for taking damage.
I believe they do. Hang on.
And then catch the trees on fire. Get them really.
Well,
have them really know where to go.
Yeah, I think what it is when if I put it on them, they do get a save.
Right, but if it's just around them, they don't get a save.
Well, okay, so I guess I'm going to do it. Okay, yeah, I think if they're within 10 feet of they can make a save to not take the full damage.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they're going to get a save there. 11 and 15. They did make the save.
Okay.
So, but I think they get some damage, right?
They'll still take 2d4, not
2d4.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me what damage they take.
They each take 5 points.
Okay.
But if they try to go through the wall, they'll take the full damage.
And you hear one of them say from within the casters. Nobody said anything about casters on this job. Just bards.
Just bards.
Okay, so Rascalfoot and Friar Time went. Belvaro.
All right, now is this guy in a tree or out just?
He's like hiding in the trees or among the trees.
But he's not above the ground, right?
No.
Can I step back into this and then charge him like a cavalry with the reindeer?
You can try.
Okay.
I don't know if the reindeer's going to want to do that. Let's see.
Well, I have a whip, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice guy. All right, so you're going to charge him.
Yeah, using the reindeer's horns.
So you're hoping the reindeer does the damage?
Yeah, like a cavalry charge against archers.
Yeah, all right. Okay. You're hoping to trample him, or?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, looking to hurt him.
Okay, so I'll give you a regular attack roll, assuming that see if you can direct the sleigh.
Okay. What did I roll?
25.
25.
All right, I'll give you the 10 damage. So he hollers and as this thing runs over him.
Yeah, I want to
knocks him down. So definitely his move action will be standing up next round. Cassie's still wandering around. She's not sure what's going on.
Right. Never did reindeer cavalry before. Yes.
All right. That's why you show up on Thursday nights. Albion.
All right. Is this big guy still around?
They're still around. They haven't run away yet.
Oh, fantastic. I'm going to attack it again.
Oh, that's right. I got to take off some damage from the guy up top with he's still bothered by those swarms.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yep, I just took it off.
First hit is 7 damage.
Yep.
Nice, nice.
Is he looking real bad?
Yeah. Yes, he's looking real bad.
All right.
21.
He falls down.
Oh, that was the hit.
Boom. And is now laying with his head back against the ledge there.
Okay. I'm going to move on to the second one then.
Yep, you still have another attack.
think that'll hit.
17. No, that hits
Oh, good.
Nice.
because they're not armored. I mean, they're big and heavy, but they're not armored.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Now, up top, you see the gentleman in the hat. And he says, "I have company up here." And he waves his hands in Tolan's direction. And you need to give me a D20 roll, Tolan.
Okay. Do you just want a D20 roll, or do you want a saving throw?
A saving throw. You need, and I'll tell you, you need a 9 or better.
Oh. Okay.
16. Okay, you feel your limbs, and I better mark this off. You feel your limbs for a minute kind of stiffen a little bit, but you are able to kind of dance out of the way a little bit. You know, turn it aside, using your magical prowess. But this guy moves even further away, and you can see he seems to be mentally preparing a different spell.
Gotcha.
Okay, Gronk.
So,
I'm up.
so Gronk didn't think his whole purse was going to work, but he likes where Valvaro's going with this. He likes his initiative, his gumption. Some good dwarf gumption. So Gronk decides that he needs a little help, and he casts the spell Growth of Animals on the reindeer.
You've been waiting to cast that, haven't you?
I mean,
Oh,
there's just,
yeah.
I've had it queued up for months now. So what it does, it makes the reindeer grow to twice the normal size, 8 times the normal weight, does double its damage, and has increased its armor class by 2. And even though it's hooked up to like the sled, it also like enlarges as well. And Gronk, if he could,
I feel like
if
a
he's
child
quick
now.
enough, he would like to move into the sleigh.
Go ahead.
All right, so he wants. I don't know. I can't get in front of it, but there you go.
I can move you to front.
Perfect. If he
Like-
could move into the sleigh, Growth of Animals, so he's even more big. It's like a reindeer limo for Gronk.
Can you
Now
move us both to the front, Sean? So we're
That's
That's what I'm doing. Wait,
style.
let me.
And so
wanna
now
move?
all
There you
right.
go. Ha!
So-
And the
Welcome.
guy in front of you, he is really taken aback. Whoa!
Awesome.
All right, Tolan Foos. So you have the wizard up top, and you have a pretty deadly combatant up there.
Yeah, I do. I have some issues going on. And and very little rest. So, and no way out. But you know what? I got some things here. +1 image per 3 caster levels. I am caster level 11. So yeah, okay. So that's 3 there. All right. So I am going to do this. I start running at the man in the hat, and 7 more Tolans just pop out of nowhere
Oh,
and
God.
chase him.
Another
Did you
mage
paste him, or
fist
you want me
fight.
to paste him?
I think only you can paste them.
I gotta make
Yeah.
the insects are in the way.
The Toll and I.
Yeah.
Where are they? There, some of them are starting to come. It was just a little bit of a lag. So what do I got? I've got 3,
Yeah, 4 so far.
4,
5.
5, 6, 7. Well, he made 7 doubles of himself.
Yeah. So there are a total of 8.
And that's great.
Yep. Okay, and they take the first damage.
Yep.
Okay. So it looks like the big guy. He feels like he's very cornered. He's, there's all this. If we look at the Yeti here, there's all this stuff going on around him, and he can't quite get free. So he's going to try to smack at Albion and maybe get out of the way.
Yay.
So he smacks at Albion twice,
Ow.
only hits once for 4 points of damage.
Big jerk.
So he smacks Albion out of the way and basically runs up the path here. He's trying to get out of town. Okay.
While
Now
Overgreen
let's see
does
who's
nothing.
still left. Oh, it looks like I still have some.
Overgrown rug.
Okay, so this guy up top, you're very close to him, Rascalfoot. He tosses his bow down into the snow,
Uh-oh.
draws his sword, and let's see. So the first hit doesn't hit. Slashes at you again. You nimbly dance under the blade, like all halflings should. Ooh, misses again. Okay. The one down here steps back a little bit, starts with the arrows, and takes aim at Albion, Velvaro, and Gronk. One each. So let's see. If he hits Albion, fires an arrow into Albion,
Ow.
misses Velvaro.
Ha!
I might be picked on.
Does he hit Gronk? And hits Gronk. So Albion takes 5 points of damage. Gronk, you get hit with an arrow for 4. And the one up top, what's all these people? It's some kind of bard spell.
What is it with the bard? What?
So 3 of our Tolans disappear. I
What?
don't know if it matters which one I
Oh.
take. Yep.
I'm gonna have to do
Okay,
something with that
so
now.
Rascalfoot, what would you like to do?
Well, I laugh. And then I strike with my sword. $16 to hit, 2 damage.
Yeah, no, you don't hit him.
Oh, okay. I'll maybe I'm going to okay. Yeah, I'm going to start backing up towards some of these warriors on my next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Do a
You
defensive.
can back up now. You can do your movement action.
What does he get an attack on me?
No,
I mean-
no. There's no attacks of opportunity in this version.
Okay.
Not that I know
I'm
of.
gonna back up to Cassie then.
I think that was 3rd edition, but I'm not positive.
Well, I think there is a bit of a, but it's up to you.
Is there something in 2nd edition? Yeah, I don't know if there was in base.
In this in basic fantasy, I think they do a like you have the ability to kind of back up if you go. Anyway, don't worry about it. I'll look it up.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Don't worry about it for now.
I know 5th edition has it.
Yeah, I think 3rd does too. Okay, Friar time. So you've got.
I'm going to approach Cassie and cast heal on her, and hopefully remove the feeble mind.
Oh, I was so unclear. She says, "Oh, thank you. I don't know what happened."
Oh, that gentleman with the top hat cast a spell on you. He needs to die.
Justice.
All right, Velvaro, in your one horse open sleigh here.
How far away is the ledge now?
You could get to it this round if you'd like.
Can I jump from the reindeer onto it?
Easily, because now it's twice as tall.
I say, you bearded one, my friend, take the reins and have fun. And I'm going to leap up onto the ledge.
Okay.
If I can reach
Right,
this fellow.
That's who you're going after. Go ahead.
Okay. 24 for 10. Does 19 hit?
Yes.
Okay, that's and
so
missed,
far.
right? So 17 points of damage total because I think the 13 missed.
Tough fighter, he says. Someone worthy of me. Okay, so Cassie is now back in action.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you folks do see that the Great is trying to get a rope around that creature who's escaping.
Oh, okay.
So
He's
he is
great.
making
He's
a
using a rope.
As Kathy comes through, I point to the archer over here and say, "He's coming after us."
Okay.
I think that would send it
assume
right at them.
Yeah, she'll.
I just.
Cassie is not afraid to
Oh,
go
no,
to
she's
go into action.
I'm not either, but I wanted her to go in first.
What's her turn?
Well, there's 3 attack rolls.
Yeah, she's must still be a little dazed from that spell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Darn. All right.
Okay, Albion.
All right. Am I able to reach this magic caster up here?
You can do like Velvar. You can jump off that sleigh and run up to him if you'd like.
Yeah, alley-oop. Yeah, right there.
All right, that's good.
All right, I'm gonna go for this top hat wearing lunatic.
Excellent style, grim and fashionable. I like you. Nice. All right.
Yep, you're hitting. You hit even with what he already has cast. So just tell me.
All right, here comes the damage.
Are you going after the mage or the archer?
The mage.
Ah, nice.
Since I do extra damage against evil magic casters. 25 plus.
Right. Oh, and more. Okay.
An extra 8.
Oh, because he's an evil magic user, you're assuming.
Yep.
Okay. They're not worth it, he cries. But if they have the bard with him, you may have them, my companions. And you see him start. Go ahead.
I yell out, "I'm the bard!"
No,
I yell out, "I'm the bard!"
I'm the bard.
And he casts a spell, and you see him disappear.
Ah, coward.
Who disappeared?
The evil magic caster.
It's something. He either disappeared or he used a spell to remove himself from the action.
Well, if he's invisible.
Now, the old man is still laying there. He did not drag the old man with him. So, Gronk, we've got 3 of these knights or hunters or whatever they are still active.
So with my new ride, I want to make sure I get the most out of this brave reindeer. So I cast Speak with Animals, 2nd level spell on it, so I can explain to it what's going on, tell it that we're gonna go for a little pleasure cruise and impale some Knights of Knee on its reindeer, on its horns, on its velvety horns, and then we're gonna go fetch his master.
Okay, so what do you want him to do?
I want him to.
I'll let you do something with him now.
Attack the nearest knight that's in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
The archer.
Okay, so give me a regular attack roll to see if you can steer him in the right direction.
Okay, let's see here.
Just trying to trample him.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, 11.
He knocks him down, but he doesn't do any damage to him.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So these guys, they've noticed that their protector or whatever is gone. So they're going to try some attack roll here. Let's see what this. The one at the top, he's probably going to go for Cassie because she's closest.
Wow.
So he hacks at poor Cassie a little bit. Not a gentleman, sadly.
Hardly ever.
And starts to head up into the bush this way. Starts to run away. I don't have enough map to quite get him away. The one up top there, looks like he's got 3 attacks. So let's see. We'll just go one for each of everybody up there. We'll do Albion first. Misses. One of the Tolans goes away. And another arrow sent towards Velvaro. Oh, misses. He runs over here and tumbles down the hill near his companion.
Yes, I was an worthy adversary, but you are not, sir. You cur. I yell.
Another day, he says. And then the one at the bottom starts to fire at poor Gronk there. Ooh, that's some. He hits you twice, Gronk.
Did he get any minuses though? Because we knocked him down. No.
You know what? Let's see. Yeah, even with a minus, he would have hit you twice, though.
Okay.
Even if definitely not. So he hit you for 9 and starts to head south. I'll catch up with you later, he says.
If you find that bard, bring him to me. I'm in need of new tales told of me.
Well, the one at the bottom, he hollers back, says, well, we pay well if you'll turn him over to us.
If I had a bard, I'd be more of a legend by now.
Okay, so Rascal Foot. I give everybody a round here before these people make for the hills.
Well,
I got a lot of mileage out of this.
If I see that they're running, I'm not. There's no is this guy going too? Is he running?
He's leaving, yeah, because he's badly damaged and he saw his companion or mate damaged.
I'm just gonna let them go. I don't want to get swiped or anything like that. So I think I'll just kind of be on guard, ready to attack if someone approaches me.
We can always follow them. They're leaving tracks in the snow and blood.
I have a feeling we're going to see that guy again.
Which guy?
The top hat.
He's too good to waste.
People with hats usually return.
Friar time.
I approach the ring of fire, and I tell them to drop their weapons or they die.
You're a halfling who means business.
Absolutely.
They do that. It was only business, you hear them cry out. If you don't have the bard, you're free to go.
We are all the bard.
No, it's some fancy schmancy elf fellow you hear them yell out.
That is us. We collectively are the bard. Who hired you?
It was Osnar, but he left.
Osnar. Oh, the man in the funny hat.
Yep. Okay, Velvaro, what would you like to do? We're going to get back to you, Friar Time. I don't mean to cut you off.
Okay,
I just want to give everybody a chance before everybody disappears.
If they want to try to get the other guys, that's fine.
Yep.
I don't have any really ranged attack beyond my whip, so I will go over to this fellow.
Okay.
And check on his status and free him if he's bound in any conventional way.
He's groggy, but he wasn't knocked out.
Okay. If he's tied in conventional way, I will free him.
Yep. And you can see he's kind of he's an old man, medium height, a little bit portly, bearded, well dressed for the weather.
Can you stand, gentle father? And I try to pick him up.
Oh, with help, he says.
Velvaro's name is synonymous with help.
And vanity.
And wheelbarrow.
Yeah, Vel wheelbarrow.
Okay, Cassie.
Okay. Well, she's got a combatant still.
Well, they're trying to flee, so she wants to do a hit
Oh yeah,
before they leave.
yeah.
She can.
She totally would.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. One of them's a crit.
Nice.
So I guess I roll another d6 plus 2 for that.
We'll just
And
double the damage. Usually.
Just 2d.
So that would be
Wow.
5 plus 6, I guess 11. Was the crit the 30?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There's another 4.
Okay. I'll take that off. So he is badly damaged, but he says, another day, another day. Albion.
Can I see him from here?
Yes. So if you have some kind of ranged or something.
I'm gonna try and use my small crossbow.
Uh-huh. The 23.
Did I only hit once? 23
Yeah, the
hits?
23
Alright.
hits. These guys are pretty well armored and pretty crafty.
Not much, but it's a 1. Damage.
Okay.
That's... And then
Wizard
I'm
went
just
away.
gonna go. Yep. Then I'm just gonna go back over here and see if I can't figure out where that evil magician went to. If I can't find any tracks or something.
Yep. You know, you don't see any tracks. Basically, his tracks end where he was standing.
All right.
Tolan the Wise. will
Tolan, you
figure
wanna
it out,
do
trust
anything?
me.
Yeah. I think I got skipped last turn, by the way. But that's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, then.
I'm
I'm
I
sorry,
think.
Kat. Well, then do two things.
Well, we're gonna go over here,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna cast
The whole
web.
tribe.
Yeah, the whole
Uh-huh.
tribe. Whole tribe has come over, and there's a web going around all this mess here. All right.
Even the big guy you want to keep?
He'll probably break loose and run away.
Okay.
Because it's web. Let's see what's web do for us here. Anyone in the effect when the cast must make a save versus death ray. If the save succeeds, the creature is entangled, but not prevented from moving. If the save fails, the creature is entangled and can't move or perform any other physical action.
Okay, so looks like the one at the top can move, but slowly.
Okay.
And the big guy is in the process of breaking free. Ah!
Yeah, I think there's something. Creatures failing the initial save and having strength or less are trapped until it expires. Creatures with strength of 13 or higher may be able to break loose each round. So
next round they get to try to break free
right.
if they have higher than 13 or higher.
Yep.
Okay, Grunk.
Gronk is tempted, but doesn't want to use his new friend here, pulling the sleigh, to go and attack that big Yeti. He thinks that might be a bit too much for the reindeer. So, are the two archers still encased in that like wall of ring of fire?
Yep, and the other one is the only one who's free is heading south, and this is probably the last chance you'd have at him.
Run him down.
Well,
Well,
you let him go.
The two inside the ring, the fire, have surrendered.
Oh, okay. He's gonna try one last hold person on the guy clean south. And if he does it, Gronk's going to go pick him up in style and bring him back in the sled.
Evil not got run over by a reindeer.
Right. So he gets a saving throw.
Okay. That's at like -2, I think, because you said because it's one person. 17. He makes it
Oh, man.
and runs off into the bush.
I shake my fist, my tiny little dwarven fist at him. Arrgh. Well, at least I got to talk to an animal, so, on the balance, I earned my keep this week.
And you grew it, too.
Okay, so let me just quick check the saving numbers here. I think it's a save versus death ray, surprisingly. Okay, the big guy breaks free and runs for the bushes. You trying any final? I didn't give Tolan a thing there, but do you want to try any final spell on him?
This guy, or sorry,
On the Yeti guy.
yeah, on the Yeti. Yeah, just let him go.
Okay. But let me see. So he made it free, and so did one of the others, but not both. So do you want to try for him, or is he heading getting out of Dodge?
It was this one over here that shot me for the 13 points. Come on. Okay.
I don't remember which one shot you.
Tool.
Unfortunately, they all look alike to me.
Okay. Well,
That's racist.
It's armorist.
Sorry.
yeah. You know what? I'm not happy that I was shot at. My last magic missile is going to him.
Go ahead.
So 18 points.
Nice.
Nice.
And he lopes off into the bushes, or limps off, I should say. Okay, so looks like we're out of combat at this point. And it's close to the end here. So the fellow up top, he thanks Phil for. Oh, thank you. Is my companion all right? We were making our way home after, every year there's a special trip that I take, and I was making my way home.
There are holy men with him. I would not worry.
That's right. Gronk's been quite concerned about him the whole time. He just hasn't gotten to him yet.
Okay.
So he hops down.
I love you.
We'll wrap up in the next 5 minutes. We'll go a couple more minutes, but not too long, because I like to quit right on time, so people know.
I go over to Gronk and I say, "What is your name?"
To Gronk.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Gronk Deathhammer of the Altoona Deathhammers.
Gronk
Well,
Deathhammer. That sounds like a good musician's name. They rank above actor. Actors are terrible. Stay away from them.
Bards especially.
Yes. No, bards, yeah.
And you are Val Wheelbarrow? I've heard many
Close.
tales about you.
Close. Velvaro.
Velveeta? Val. We'll stick with Val. Nice to meet you, Val.
No, Vel.
Val. Same thing.
But if
Vil.
you say it the whole way,
Vil.
it takes away the heroic sound, Velvaro. Vel just sounds like perhaps a waitress, serving wench.
Or perhaps like I'm stuck in your throat. Bill.
Yes, I get that a lot. In the Dwarven community, Deathhammer is not terribly a, tough name. It's kind of so I understand where you're coming from.
It's not a tough name.
No, I was made fun of, bullied quite a bit by the other kids who made fun of my name. They called me terrible names. So
Deathhammer's
you should have seen their names.
Because of your red nose.
So
That comes from too much drinking.
So Gronk wants to cast even just a Cure Light Wounds on my little lumberjack companion here.
Yep.
kind of wake him up a bit.
And you do that, and it brings him back. He wasn't like he was knocked off. He was knocked out of the sled and knocked around a little bit with those rocks there. But he wasn't. They hadn't gotten to him yet. They were much more interested in deer meat.
Oh, okay.
And you see Nicolar. He waves his hands and does a little bit of magic, and his reindeer and sled shrink back to normal size here.
Okay. I just realized who that is. Oh my god.
Who? What is?
Nickel.
Nicolar?
I would say Mary something to him. I can't quite get the second name.
And Nicolar says, "Oh, thank you for helping me and my companion here. It took a little break after my big yearly trip." He said, "I don't have much left." He said, "I'm usually a very powerful mage." He said, "But I have many mundane items in my bag here, some leftovers. Is there anything particular anybody would like? I'd love to present that to you if it's all right. We do have to head north. We have quite a bit of work to do."
I would new clothing, but I have a tailor for that. Mine hunts puncture wounds.
You wouldn't happen to have any Christmas cake, would you?
He says, if that's all you'd like, he provides you with this nice brownish cake, and it seems to have little fruited jellies in it of some kind.
Oh, this is and you, not to press, but would you happen to have any pipeweed?
He says, well, no, I don't give tobacco products. That's
ever since the lawsuit.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
Now, Velvaro, okay.
I'm happy with the cake.
He does provide you. He has a very nice, quite stylish new shirt, if you'd like, for the one that has been damaged.
You are amazing. Thank you.
It's quite your color. Yeah, it's a nice burgundy.
It was as if you knew. Thank you.
He says, "Can I give anybody else wants any mundane items?"
Well, Gronk is admiring Nicolar's full, thick beard, and Gronk realizes he's been traveling for many, many months, and he long ago ran out of supply of his premium beard wax. So he's just wondering if Nicolar, shares his love of good grooming products like beard wax.
He brings out a little bottle. It has like a little metal cap. It has a spicy smell to it, and almost like aged or old spice of some kind.
Oh, do.
Old Spice.
Thank you,
Do you start
Nicolar.
flexing your chest?
Oh. Thank you, Nicolar.
What did I miss? He says. How about Friar Time, Albion, or Tolan want anything special?
No, seeing you safe is prize enough for me.
Oh, a noble soul. He does present you with a little knit cap. He says, but it is cold. Maybe you better take this. And it's very nice. It's well made.
Yes. It's just like the one my mom made for me.
I meander the rest of the Tolan's way. Yes, I would like you to tell me one secret nobody else would know about you. And just whisper it in my ear.
And he does, and it confirms what he said, that he is a mage of great age and power.
Ah, okay. There we go.
But he only uses it for good. He's incapable of hurting anybody. Although he's not stupid. He does keep lists about, who to be wary of.
Yes. I completely understand that as I pull out my book and I write down my super secret information on Saint Nick. Nicolar. Just to
No.
make sure if I ever run into him ever again, I can prove he's not a doppelganger.
Okay. All right. So you were exchanging phrases.
Yes.
Okay.
So long
How
as you
about-
get home safe,
Okay. So nothing I could provide for you.
I'm quite well, thank you. Just
Were you-
get home
were you
safe
down
to
a
your
sword?
loved one.
Were you down a sword, Albion?
I lost a better magical sword than I currently have.
Cassie lost a
Okay.
sword. She was currently
Oh,
has
yeah, that's
Labris'
right.
short sword.
Yeah.
All right. So he provides Cassie with a regular long sword.
Nice.
Adjusting my.
You know, I'm rethinking the Christmas cake.
Now that it's gone,
Yeah.
brushing the crumbs from his front.
You know, I might like a bow and arrow, short bow and a few arrows. Yeah, I like my my crossbow, but it takes me quite a while to get it set up. Whereas with arrows, I could just keep shooting. Do you think that's possible, Nicklar?
So he provides you with what maybe for a human wouldn't be a full size bow, but would be appropriate for a halfling.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. It makes my heart grow 3 sizes.
So did that cake.
Well,
And they,
that made my stomach grow.
so Leah says, Nicolar, we do have to be going. You know, he's so generous sometimes that it takes a while to get him out of town. So they both thank you profusely for saving them. And they say, don't give the bard to these fellows. They mean him no good. And they dash out of sight.
Wish I knew who this bard you keep talking about. He seems to be a very important fellow.
He had his good points. Well, we'll never give a member of our party away.
Good old Fryo time.
So you've made some progress to the south, saved what seems to be a couple of nice older gentlemen from danger, found out that your bard may have been more trouble than you had thought, or himself was in a little bit of trouble.
No, pretty much exactly as
poor-
I expected.
Poor prisoner O got himself tangled up in his own ropes, but he's working at getting himself extricated.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
And next time you might be able to get some information about who this mage was and why he's so far to the north here from these captured mercenaries.
We will squeeze them.
Yep, and you have all that nice wall of fire there to keep you warm or toast any marshmallows here in the snow. So how do we look for next week, or not good for folks?
I'm available.
Oh yeah,
So
sounds
far-
good to me.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
I'm okay, yeah.
That'd be
All
great.
right, so we'll convene again next week and take some stuff to the dwarves and see where it goes from there.
Sounds great.
Awesome.
Can't wait. Yeah, good session.
All right.
Yeah, thanks, John.
Yeah, sorry if it was a little silly.
No.
no,
It was
it's
good.
perfect.
That's our
Santa was
speed.
supposed to come right before Christmas. So I figured, well, he'll have to be on his way home at this point. He stopped off for a week and a half to drink with his friend before he could get home.
Great fun with Matt. We were on that.
He's gotta go sleep
Slay.
off the eggnog.
Don't we all?
That's awesome.
All right. Take
Thanks,
care,
man.
everybody.
Take
Okay,
care.
thanks, John.
Oh, thanks so
you,
much.
guys.
Thanks for taping, Chris.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. Bye.
Chris. Bye.
And I
Night.
Good night.